All right, Disventure Dispatch episode 10. We're back. Hello, everyone. My name is Genesis9876. Yes, I use the full government name, but you can call me Jen or Jenny for short. I am one of your hosts on the Disventure Dispatch podcast. If you're just joining in at episode 10, though, go back and watch the first episodes. I don't know. Anyway, I'm here with, of course, some of the other lovely hosts, as well as two new guests that we'll reveal pretty soon. But let's first start with our lovely protagonist of the pod, Imer. Hi, Imer.
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to say this song recommendation for you. It's called "The Heart Must Go On." I feel like during heartbreak, you must find a song to persevere. I think this song will go really well for you.
Oh, this is gonna be a long episode. All
It
right.
will be.
So I'm gonna start with your question that I planned out weeks in advance just for this very moment. So
Really.
if you were in a season of Survivor, where do you think you would place? Would you win? Would you get the hero or villain edit? What do you think?
Honestly, I feel like I'd be pre-merge, or if I get to the merge, I feel like I can float a little bit, but I don't think I'll win. Like, it's. I feel like I'm very unlucky. I feel like I'll just like give away near the start just because of challenges.
That's totally fair.
So
Survivor
nowadays,
right? It always has a bit of luck to it. No matter how much you plan, you're never gonna. Anything can happen in these kinds of games. And that's part of the fun of watching Disventure Camp as well.
I feel like pre-merge is very relatable for you, Genesis.
Oh yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Yeah. Listen, he was the last pre-merge dude. He was the last one. Anyway, let me tack on to this by introducing our other guest, who also voices a pre-merge boot. Let's give it up for or not guest, sorry, host. Let's give it up for Jpeg.
Hello, welcome. I have COVID. I'm really sick right now, but that's fine.
We're not gonna make you talk too much, Jpeg. In fact, I would be very happy for that. But
wow, so bad.
Okay, true. Who in the Zero Escape series do you think Kai would most get along with?
Who looks like they do drugs? Tenmyoji looks like he does drugs. Let's go with him.
Wait, who did you say? Tenmyoji?
Yeah, they'd get along, you know.
True. You know what? Fair point. Actually, Tenmyoji.
No spoilers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying anything, but I would have to agree with you there, honestly. I can't think of anyone better. So unfortunately, Tam isn't here today. So for all the lovely Tam fans out there, I'm sorry. But we do have an amazing replacement. And she has been on the podcast before, but now it's her time to shine once again. So please give a huge warm welcome to Krit Cat!
Hello. Thank you for inviting me and having me on here again. So funny story about my little about them asking me to sub. I slept in till past noon, and I wake up, I check my phone, and I see a few hours ago I got a message from both Jpeg and Imer asking if I'd like to sub. And Jpeg said it would start in like 4.5 hours, and when I read it, 3 to 4 hours have passed, and I just shot up out of bed and I made sure I didn't have anything going on, and luckily for me, nothing's going on today, so I was able to make it last minute. Yeah, it was a close call. It was too close.
Yeah.
What an amazing way to get back on the podcast, though.
Yeah. I did not expect that.
Me neither. I got blindsided. I want to make it clear, I got blindsided because they did not tell me this. Nobody told me this. I just all of a sudden see Cat Enjoyer has joined the group chat. I was like, wait, huh? Wait, what dimension am I in? But yeah. As for your question, it's in relation to Hunter.
Here we go.
But no. I think it's a perfectly respectable question, though. You know, like, because all right, Hunter has had many companions. In his time on Disventure Camp, but you know, I feel like he deserves a companion that has a lot more emotional support to him, you know?
Yes.
So and you're a big fan of the Pokemon series, so if you were to pick a Pokemon character that would be Hunter's companion, emotional support for the rest of his life, who do you think would fit him best?
I mean, I'm somewhat of a Pokemon fan, You might be confusing me with Alth. Shout out to Althpar. But
I
if
thought you were the one who drew the Gengar.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I know Gengar. I'm just not like super educated on like everything about Pokemon.
Oh, I thought you were a big Pokemon fan.
No, like I do know Pokemon, but I'm not like the Pokemon enthusiast, you know.
Fair enough. Okay, out of the Pokemon people you know.
Let's see. I do picture him with a dark type.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean I can see it. I mean, with those eye bags especially.
Yeah, and his little like monotone color theme he's got going on.
Right.
Sorry, I'm gonna be honest.
No, it's okay.
I'm looking up Pokemon right now, but
I'm so sorry.
I forget Pokemon names, but yeah, if I had to choose one, probably Zoroark.
Okay,
I can imagine him with a Zoroark.
All the Pokemon fans out there, would you agree? I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know what Zoroark looks like. That's great. Anyway, sorry about that. But now it's time to introduce our guest, ladies and gentlemen, because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing it again, but because we have for you two very special guests. We're going to start with one. You know him, you love him, from DC1, and also he's been in a lot of fan gans as well, a lot of which I've checked out recently, and they're amazing. Please give a welcome to TURGIZE VA, also known as Turg. Woo woo!
Hello, everyone.
Turg. Sorry.
All good.
I apologize for that. Welcome to the podcast, Turg. How are you feeling right now? You feeling good?
Feeling good. A bit nervous, but yeah.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. We're just as immature as anyone else you'd meet, to be honest. Well, okay, I'm speaking for myself here, actually. I am very immature. But as for your question, I have a Danganronpa question for you.
Oh, okay.
I imagine you are at least aware. I can't assume anymore, but I assume you have at least played all the games.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so if you had to pick any Danganronpa to execute out of the entire series, who would you pick?
Like, which character to execute?
Yeah, like Danganronpa style execution.
Ooh, like okay, like execute a Disventure Camp character. Like, who would I execute?
Oh no, not Disventure Camp character, Danganronpa character out of the entire series.
I could say a character that actually does get executed, but that's a boring answer. If I had to pick one, because if they did get executed, I feel like it would be really cool. I would have to say Kazuichi Soda.
Wait, you're right. You are so right. Oh my god, like an inventor execution would go so hard.
Like, I can imagine it just now, like how cool it would be. We never got it, but I bet it would be really cool.
It would be so cool to see. You're right. Oh my gosh. Well, we don't get to see it, but what could have been, right? What could have been?
What could have been? Could have been magical.
It could have been so good. But anyway, now to finally introduce our final guest. Now to finally introduce our final guest. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her, you love her from all kinds of voice acting. She is a very experienced VA. And she also voices Ashley on Disventure Camp. Please give it up for Crystal. Please give it up for Crystal.
Yeah. Well, howdy there. How are y'all doing? I'm excited to be here.
Woo! Welcome to the podcast, Crystal. This is her like third time being on like some sort of like interview / podcast thing together, you know.
Literally.
We just always find ourselves up in these situations, but it's great to have you back. It is so great to have you back.
Thanks.
But as for the final question, if you were to pick any fictional world to live in for the rest of your life, and I'm talking books, movies, games, Disventure Camp if you want, what would you pick? Rest of your life.
Oh, dang. That's a good one.
You can't go back to this world either. You're stuck.
Oh, dang. I can't even bring like people.
No, you can't bring people along either. I'm sorry. You got to pack your bags immediately and go.
I gotta really think. I mean, probably Animal Crossing, because like it's so peaceful. Everyone's just chill. Like you just walk around, have fun. I feel like Animal Crossing would be the best one. Like I would not want to be stuck in like, Attack on Titan or any of those crazy. Well, yeah, I would choose Animal Crossing.
Right. No, that's perfect. I mean, like there's so many like worlds that you can go to that are like so magical, but let's be real, a lot of us wouldn't want to go there because they are very dangerous.
Oh,
yeah. Animal Crossing's the perfect balance. I love it. But yeah, I'm so happy you two could join us today. It's going to be a 2-person guest podcast. And we're just going to sort of go back and forth between different questions for you. We have all the other hosts who have hopefully written questions because, I've been on top of things. I've had all my questions planned like a good week in advance. But, I imagine some of the other hosts didn't, but we will go back and forth and, we'll give you all different questions and then we'll answer them. And then we'll eventually move on to a scene-by-scene analysis of the episode. Jenny can English. And then, we'll slowly lead up to the end and then we'll do MVP, LVP, and then we'll close off. Yeah, cool. That's the basic rundown. All right. Anyone want to start off with the first question?
All right, I guess I'll go super simple because I don't want to like pick like the most complicated question as always. So I was just gonna ask, which character would you guys both feel like you'd get along with well?
This question's for both of you guys, by the way, so you guys can yeah.
Okay. I mean, for me, probably like either like Allie or like Lake. For me, I feel like because like I've kind of relate to both of those two characters the most. I feel like I'd get probably like along with Lake or Allie.
Right, I can totally see that. What about you, Turg?
Thinking of all the characters, I would also say Allie, but I guess another character would probably be Aiden. Just down to earth, very, very chill.
Right.
I can even see Kai as well. I think those three would
We got Kai on here. Yeah, that's the real Kai, everyone. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, perfect picks. Okay. Well, I have a question. And this is more relating to voice acting and your career. Just careers in general. I'm just wondering because I'm always interested in seeing how like voice actors sort of started because I kind of just stumbled in on voice acting in general. It was never something I really considered until I just tried out once. But what was your experience with voice acting? How do you feel you've grown over the years of voice acting? And if you were to give advice on yourselves when starting out, what would you give?
Voice acting was something that I was always interested in to some degree, because it mainly came from my siblings saying that, hey, I always used to do like very funny voices, and my brothers were like, hey, Turg, I can see you like in a show or whatever, and I'm like, no, that's impossible, which is very funny because look at me now. But I would say for one thing, at first I almost gave up back then, and I would probably just tell my younger self to just, or like my very like newbie-esque self, hey, don't give up, because there's many times like in the past I almost gave up and I debated voice acting and I stopped voice acting for months on end. Then I got back into it, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of things and a lot of people I could have met. I would say that. And also, edit audio well, because I used to be really bad at editing audio. I'm still not
same.
Either way.
Same. I feel that. It's such a... I don't know, like, a lot of voice actors don't really talk much about the editing process, because, I mean, a lot of the more professional ones have, like, audio editors, like, actually doing it for them, which is very convenient, but, when you're starting off, you kind of have to edit your own audio, and you got to know a few things here and there. Ooh, I wish there were things that I knew before, so I can totally relate to you on that. But yeah, no, that's amazing. It's actually kind of similar to me, because I used to also just do funny voices for games like Ace Attorney or Danganronpa, and I sort of eased into the profession that way as well. But yeah, no, that was an amazing answer. What about you, Crystal?
Well, I would always like watch like Disney movies or like play games and stuff. I would like to mimic some of the characters, like Toad from Mario. I would like do like a little screechy, little high pitched Toad like voice, and I know, like that. And I also do like My Little Pony voices because I was like really into that when I was like in middle school. I was like super into that. So I was like wanting to get into voice acting. And so I started on, casting call club. That was like, I kept looking everywhere for like places to begin at because like I didn't know anything about,
Right.
like where auditions are even held at and stuff. So I was like, okay, casting call club sounds interesting. And so I did it, and I started off with like my tablets, like the quality with like looking back on my old auditions and then like looking at my new auditions, I'm just like, oh dang. Oh. But yeah. I kept doing it, and I just like I was like, I want to do this. This is fun. I love this. So,
right.
Yeah, voice acting.
And any advice for your younger self who's just starting out?
Oh yeah. I would have to say just like don't give up. Don't overwork too much because it kind of like, if you overwork too much, you kind of go through like a dry spell,
right,
like
like
you're
a
not
burnout.
Stuff. Yeah, like a burnout.
Yeah.
And so just try to take things like, chill, like let things happen. If you get cast, you get cast. If you don't, you don't. Just like
right.
go with the flow of things and stuff and have fun.
Right. That's such a good answer. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a common theme of like, don't give up. I think that's like one of the big things when it comes to voice acting. So any like people who's interested in voice acting, just do it. Just honestly do it. Seriously. Like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and especially when it comes to voice acting, it's very much a numbers game. And more so than it is like an actual talent game, if that makes sense. Like obviously talent and skill and work ethic and working hard is all of that is important, but it is really more so just a numbers game. But yeah, that's my question. Anyone else got any other questions?
I also have a question. So Disventure Camp has been getting very popular, very well known. Its audience has been increasing exponentially ever since All Stars has started, and even back when Disventure Camp 1 was airing. And I don't know how active you guys are in the community, but based on what you have seen, how has the fan reception of your characters have been based on what fans have said or what you have read?
That's a fantastic question. Sorry, go on.
That's a good one. Well, for Ashley, for me, like I see like obviously, like a lot of people do like her, but there's also like mixed, like kind of some mixed opinions about her. Like some people don't like her, some people do like her. And like it's interesting to see like different opinions of like, how people think about like my character or like the other characters. It's like interesting to be like, huh, okay, I didn't like see it from that angle and like point of view. So it's interesting like looking at it all.
Right. Yeah.
For Will, as much as I've seen, a lot of people do like him. There's also like how but seeing how people see Will, how his run in season 1, and just like especially what they think of how he is now, especially since he is with Ashley, and just seeing what they believe, it is very interesting because I also didn't. There's some things I just didn't see in that way. So it's very interesting, even for like other characters as well, but mainly for Will, just because he was a very early boot. Seeing why people love him, seeing why people hate him, it's just very interesting, and it makes me think about Will as a character.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Also, to add on to that, has the fan reception ever affected the way that you voice act a character or portray them in the show? Like, has it ever changed up, like the tone in your voice or just any way you deliver a line?
Not that I know of. I just kind of go with like how I kind of usually voice Ashley, just like, like I didn't think of that, huh? Okay. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair enough. You just do the Ashley thing and it works out. Yeah.
Yeah, just the Ashley thing, just the howdy y'all. Yeah.
Genesis.
Right.
Well, hang on. All right. It's already begun. Actually, it's been begun. I shouldn't know why I'm saying it's already begun. Oh god. But yeah. With Will, it's a little different though, because Will hasn't. I mean, like, you know, there hasn't been a chance to sort of like look back on like Will's reception and see how it changes the voice. Well, there was that one part at the beginning of All Stars. Will got a cameo in All Stars, cheering Ashley on at the beginning.
Yeah.
But like,
it's still like the greetings though that help. Like for like Will.
Oh yeah,
like,
the greetings. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I keep forgetting about the
It
greetings.
was the
I don't know
first
why.
non-all-star to get a greeting as well. It opened the door for me.
Oh, it opened the door for me too. Oh, that's perfect though. Okay, yeah. So, Crystal, Turg, I have a wonderful question for you. It's a question that we ask every guest here. And it's also a question that we always ask at the beginning of the podcast, and this podcast is no different. How did you come to find Disventure Camp, and how did you come to audition for it?
Oh boy.
Hmm.
At first, a while ago I watched Adventure Camp, like the very old one. But I did not know Disventure Camp Season 1 was holding auditions until one of my friends sent me the link. And they're like, "Oh my god, Disventure Camp, it's they're holding auditions." And they were like, "Hey, I should go for it." And they told me I should go for it. I'm like, "Okay, why not? Why not?" So I decided to go for it, thinking that I'm probably not going to get chosen because this looks so high quality and it looks so fun.
Right.
But I also then binged season 2, and I'm like, okay, well, if I get in, I get in. Why not? And
Right.
then I forgot the exact day, but then I got the email, and like, hey, you were chosen for Will, and I'm like, hold up, no way. And then it was like actually real. I'm like, there's no way they liked my Will out of the countless auditions they probably got. I'm like, huh. Now I'm really nervous.
Oh, I feel that.
Like, I was so
At least you
scared.
could say you're a method actor. Just had like the Will ready energy, right? When you got the audition, you basically became Will. Right when you got it, you're like, all right.
Because like I still couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait, I got in as Will, and Will's one of the characters I just didn't expect getting. Because at least for voice acting, I don't do many deep voice characters.
Right.
Like I thought my best two were Jake or Dan.
Oh.
Yeah. I just felt more confident in those, and they're like, yeah, you got Will. I'm like, huh. Wow.
Now I kind of want to know what Dan voice you did. I'm really curious.
I don't exactly remember the Dan voice. I can probably.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
I can probably find it.
Oh my god, if you can find it, please, and I will send my audition as well, because I think I also did Will.
Yeah, of course you want to be Will. We get it, Genesis.
Wait, okay, I didn't know that they were gonna be.
You should have been like me and guessed.
Well, okay, yeah, but you got superhuman guessing. I don't know if y'all know this, but Imer is a big.
Were you a fan
Imer
of,
guesses things like crazy.
Were you a fan of Toll Drama beforehand, Turk?
Oh yeah, very much.
Ooh.
Like, my favorite character is Owen. No, like.
Oh my god, same. Let's go. Owen is just. Owen is just the GOAT. I thought he was going to be an early boot in the first season. Yeah, I'm not spoiling, but I thought he was going to be an early boot in the first season.
You're not spoiling this 18-year-old show?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if people...
If you're watching this podcast and you don't know Toll Drama, how do you find this? Why are you here? I'm actually interested in your opinions. But yeah.
I did find the file. Where it's just a bunch of auditions of Disventure Camp. So, Dan is in here. I'll send it in the group chat. Oh yeah, oh my, it's been a hot minute since I ever listened to this and did it. Like, here it is. This should be it, which has every audition that I did do. Which I think I went for like almost every contestant except Nick and Alec.
That would be physically impossible.
Fair enough.
That would be physically impossible.
But yeah, because I thought I was going to get either Dan or Jake, and then I got Will. I'm like, oh,
I like
well.
This. There's like a lot of like
But
Bryce
yeah.
Pappenbrook going on here. It's great.
People say that I sound like Bryce Peppenbrook. Like, it's also why I can do a decent Makoto Naegi. My name's Makoto Naegi! No, that's wrong!
I wish Dan sounded like that. No, God damn it, Genesis. Look what you took away from us.
What? I'm sorry, okay?
Gabby would be like, you voted for me! And Dan would be like, no, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong!
I was gonna do an exaggerated nerd voice, and I'm like, no, I feel like I'm forcing it. Let me just do my regular voice and see how it works out. And apparently that was
physically impossible.
That would be physically
impossible.
I just added a little nasalness to it, and apparently that was what they were looking for.
See, this is good because I'm putting this at the start of the episode because I feel like the start had like not a lot of Genesis bullying, but there we go. Now it's balanced.
What do you mean?
It's balanced.
No, it's balanced. It's good.
Oh, yay.
So funny
the saga is concluded. I'm free!
Not yet, not
Yes,
yet.
what's the funny? Like,
oh, dang
it's
it!
so funny because like Jpeg is like going,
and also
going into
for Crystal,
episodes, like,
also for Crystal to answer.
Yeah. Chris, so how did
Oh,
you find
right,
this,
you're right.
Disventure Camp?
Oh,
I know you probably answered in the billionaire before.
how I found Disventure Camp. Well, I was just like scrolling on like YouTube just to like, watch something because I was like bored and stuff. So I was like scrolling and then I saw like, I think the thumbnail of like the opening of season 2 had like Aiden on it. And I was like, huh, what is this? I was like, this looks like Total Drama. What is this? Is this like a season or something? Like, or is this like, I'm like, this looks interesting. So I clicked on it and I watched it and I was like, oh dang, this looks good. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna subscribe, see what this is about. I have no clue what this is, but it looks interesting. And so, I watched the show and, I obviously, enjoyed it and stuff. It wasn't until like I didn't know they were gonna I knew they were gonna make another season, but I didn't know like how soon it would be, like till they made another season, but like I was like still, subscribed obviously. And then I got the notification with like auditions and then for the, the season 1 and I was like, ooh, interesting. And so I was like, I'm gonna try out this. And I tried out for Ashley, Fiore, and Lil, and I didn't know like how like what what character I would get. I was just like, okay, try out for these characters. And then I got like an email that I got cast for Ashley and I was like, oh dang, okay, awesome. And so yeah, I was like super excited. I was like excited when I got the email like that I got cast for Ashley. I was like really hyped. But yeah.
All right. In that case, I think we might be able to move on to who has been the who's the boot for this episode. Who wants to do the guest characters?
I think I know what you should do.
Whoever.
Oh, okay.
Why don't Genesis talk about Ashley and Imer talk about Will? I think that's fair.
Ashley started out as a contestant on Disventure Camp 1. Well, I mean, she was in the Adventure Camp beta, but that's a different Ashley, different universe, into the Disventureverse. But in terms of the canon series, Ashley started out in season 1 with a very positive fan reception. I would say, she actually became one of the most favored to win. From what I've been seeing in terms of like character tier list rankings and all that. And eventually that didn't work out so well for her because the evil, nasty little Fiore came in and ruined everything. And although Ashley was able to expose Fiore's little evil personality within, unfortunately, what she didn't catch was Ellie, or what she wasn't able to do was bring Ellie to her side, and unfortunately, that ended up being the it ended up being the end for Lil, but then Gabby ended up getting out Ashley, unfortunately. Which is very sad, but eventually at the end of the season we figured out that Will and Ashley were dating, and that's a very good thing. Honestly, I shipped them from the beginning. But she eventually comes back next year to take the 3 million for All-Stars, and she plays a very, very strong game to the point where she actually shifts into morally gray territory a lot. But I think a very, very healthy level of it. And she manages to avenge the 4-person alliance that they had in Disventure Camp Season 1. And she manages to get Fiore out, but unfortunately the cards don't play in her favor a little bit later, and she ends up being the boot of this episode. This one hurt the most, y'all. This one hurt the most. But she left like a star. She did leave like a star. And I will always be happy for that. A lot of the boots, actually, people have been coming out of the game being like really, really happy with how they turned out. And that's good, because this is essentially like the finale of the whole of these characters, you know? Like, this is the last we're gonna see of most of them. But yeah, that's my analysis of Ashley. Did I do you proud, Crystal?
You did great.
Thank you. Yay. I'm so happy. I'm glad I could help out with that. If there's anything you want to add, please feel free to do so. But other than that, we can give it to Imer for his look into Will.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. So,
you ready?
Season 1 we start with yeah, okay. Season 1 we started with 14 characters. As seen in AC, Will went home because he was afraid of drowning and didn't want to swim the boat. Fiore beat him up, and it's like, all right, Will's back. He has a cooler design. He has a new like direction, but a new love, with a romance with Ashley. Which funnily enough, I made a joke before the intro came out. I was like, before the intro came out, I was like, how funny would it be if like Will and Ashley were a couple? Turns out it was very funny because it happened. So when we start off with Will, we do see. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say I do remember that, and it says like when we were given out. I'm pretty sure you remember this as well, Crystal and Turg as well. When we were given out the cards for our personalities, and I saw Will's, it said like, oh, like Will and Ashley are gonna end up being a couple at the end. Like we knew that from the beginning. So when Imer said that, I was like, oh, ooh, I gotta bite my tongue so hard.
Red alert. Yeah, it was like before the show came out too, which was so funny. Like I just put two characters together. I was like, you know what, that'd be cute. But yeah, moving on.
Sweat was dripping down my face. I was like, oh, all right.
You gotta keep joking more. That's how you get predictions right.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you gotta like pass off a lot of predictions as a joke, so that like when they end up being right, then you can like be like, oh my god, like it was meant to be a joke. But then if you get it wrong, it's like, oh, that was meant to be a joke. You know. Sorry.
Exactly. Anyway, a good idea.
Continue with the Will thing. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I love the no. It was a good interruption. I think everyone would love the. Now we see Will in the bus. Like he's very well liked because he's like holding Nick's bag. He's like, hey Ashley, do you need some help? She's like, oh, I'm good. And then it's like, all right, now it's like Will's gonna be someone who goes far, which I didn't. But I was like, I still like that they were giving Will stuff. And we see at camp, Will is not the best with the dark. And that is because Will is afraid. Also, we do see other things where he's like, what if I die alone here? Because like Will is always sadly going to have this fear of anything because it's part of his personality and how he was raised. So when we have Ashley entered into Will's dynamic, we see more of like her try to help Will. And then she did. In the second episode challenge, we see like Will like do all his best like to help Fiore in the first episode and the second one. But Fiore left them to look for the idol. Turns out that didn't go well. But when Fiore came back, before Will was supposed to go, Ashley's like, get the bull by the horn and get this win for us. And Will's like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And then Fiore's here, and Will's like, wait, I can't do it. And then Fiore's like, what the frick are you mean you can't do it? So we see Will like pour his heart out about everything, the struggles, and Fiore's like, I'm a child, and I actually don't care about your life. This game, like I can just get rid of you whenever I want. And no one will believe you at all because I'm just a little innocent child. And Will is gaslit so much. Where he's like, no way she's right. Like, she can't be right. So when Fiore really pushes Will onto the log, grabs her flag to look like she did her part, and Will didn't have his flag, everyone's like looking at Will's like, Will, what happened? How's the little girl have her flag, but you don't? Will's like, she's a monster. She's crazy. And sadly, due to this, him acting hysteric, considered by Nick, It's like, you know what? He's just a child. You're just a little bonkers. So he votes for Will, breaking the lines they had started because they thought, let's just get to the merge, but they had a different agenda. Ashley, on the other hand, she's like, I can't vote for Fiore. She's like a little sister to me. And I can't vote for Will, so she throws her vote on Alec. And then Will, to Will's outrage, Will's like, you know what? She's not an ordinary little girl. So Will does go home, and it's sad. And we see like it jumpstart Lil's character, where she's like, I cannot let that little girl rest because there's something suspicious about her, and suspicious she was. Will is gone, but then we see in the motel, we see like Ash is like, I've been helping Will without his fears, just like really giving this hopeful direction for Will, and we see them become a couple, and it was just so much like audience were happy because of it, because they always thought they belonged together, and seeing it be confirmed was a beautiful little, I think it was a good homage to the Wishley shippers. That was pretty much like Will's character until season 3, where he's like, we see him still happy with Ashley, and he gives her the motivation she needs to do what she has to do, and not regret any of her mistakes to go far. And it worked for the most part because Ashley made the merge, so I think Will will be proud of her. That's pretty much Will's character at the moment.
Heck yeah. I'd be proud of her too.
That might be the most analysis of Will anyone's ever done.
Oh, it was good.
It
was really good.
Little things in. Yeah.
Heck yeah. If I would add a few words to both of them,
okay.
You know, I think that Will was very, very close to being in the All-Star season. Like, he was like, I think he got removed like a few weeks before we started writing. And I'm really sad that he got removed just because he would have given Ashley and Fiore so much more to do. I do think that what Hunter got was kind of meant to be what Will was supposed to get. You know, he's kind of like fighting with Fiore the whole time. Ashley's like, hey, what the heck, man? That's a child. You can't do that. I don't know. I just found it interesting how people being like, "Oh my God, you're gonna put the first boot in All Stars? That's embarrassing." It's kind of what got Will removed, sadly.
That's so dumb because like there were plenty of pre-merge boots in like Total Drama All Stars. Like I don't understand what would be the issue. I mean, like, you know, it's like
I think this is another thing I noticed because like I've been in the reality TV like fandom. Basically, All Stars sadly is a huge market. Like you see, like Survivor All Stars, the Challenge All Stars, Drag Race All Stars. There's now like Total Drama All Stars. Like, of course, Disventure Camp Cinematic season be called All Stars. It's just a marketable name. People are like, oh my God, All Stars. That can't be for pre-mergers or first boot. I'm like, no. Have you seen Survivor All Stars? There's like some of the most early boots, and they became such big characters because of it. And Will was a character with story potential. I feel like the problem is everyone thinks placement, and a lot of times, like, someone plays far, but they don't have story potential, while a character like Will does. So it was sad to see Will get cut, because I think he really could have offered a lot to this season and really helped with a lot of things that could have really added onto it. But it's just the fans. You gotta look at fans.
Especially because, you know, with Ashley and Will taking up the Fiore spot, that would have meant that Hunter and Allie most likely would have been the ones comforting Jake. So you could have gotten Huntake, but the Will whiners would have got Huntake removed.
You could have gotten Huntake. I love how that's the takeaway. That Huntake could have happened.
Yeah.
Twitter would have gone crazy for that.
Are you all aware of that shift, Crystal and Turk? There's a lot of Huntake fans now.
Seen it a lot on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it, but also Jake's going through his own things right now.
Yeah.
But you know,
in my opinion, the best
some of the art,
like weird new dynamic in All Stars wasn't even like a cross like generation dynamic. It was Jake and Ashley, who are from the same generation. I always thought that was really fun.
It was a great addition to the series, honestly, or the show, or the season. Blech. It was a great addition to the season. The whole Jake and Ashley dynamic that was going on. What did you think of how of Ashley's whole thing with Jake throughout the entirety of Ashley's run, Crystal?
It's funny because like someone before I even knew like, you know, what her role would be or like who she would like talk to for All Stars, like someone mentioned like, you know, they would like to see like Jake and Ashley have like a friendship type of like thing going on. I don't know who, but I saw it on Twitter and I was just like, that person predicted it.
I know who it is actually. I could
you know who it is?
Out. I remember like talking. Yeah, Gabby Sunflower, like, was talking about Jake and Ashley. I was like, you know what? I actually could see it. And
That was Gabby
too, the writers. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gabby Sunflower has bought like 3 Will greetings now, I think.
Yeah, like 3.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so sweet. Shout out to Gabby Sunflower if you're watching this.
I think
I
there was
hope you
also
are.
the Ashley
Yeah,
singing
shout out.
greeting as well because of Gabby. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the
really?
other person, KRYSDOLLY? I think that's
KRYSDOLLY,
their
yeah.
name. Yeah. They also brought up like the Jashly thing too with like Jake and Ashley, which I was like, huh.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, I love that so much. It gives the same energy as like someone predicting like Dan and Gabby's friendship in season 1. I remember that happening, and I was like, oh, that one. But at least Jake and Ashley's lasted a lot longer than that one did.
Yeah. How that one ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ended a lot better than that one.
Yeah. Jashly kind of is similar to like Wishley, honestly, where it's like one of them, is kind of like insecure about everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you have more words? Oh, okay.
I remember that like during season 1, it was so funny writing for Ashley just because we would make like the dumbest like fake songs. It was so funny. My favorite one is still the Rooster Crows one. And so when they brought it back for All Stars, I was like, whoa, you guys brought it back.
Over till the Rooster Crows.
we would spam it so much. One of my favorites is also calling Fiore a little baby piglet.
That one I love.
Oh wait, I remember.
So we toned it down for All Stars just because it was the people complaining.
Right.
So okay, we'll tone it down. But in episode 6, there was one like I saw an opportunity, I had to take it. It was the don't count your chickens before they hatch. I was like, this is a real one. We can add a real one. We can finally add a real one. I was really pushing for that. But yeah, no, I mean, it's funny to me how like in DC1, Ashley's kind of like a gimmicky character. You just wait for her to say Southernisms. But then she ended up being like probably the most strategic character so far in All Stars, which is kind of
She put a good game. I think at least speaking for myself, I really thought she was gonna make like late merge. I didn't think she was gonna win, but I thought she was gonna make late merge. But yeah, no, I got blindsided, much like I also did today. But I should have seen it coming, and all things considered, I'm very happy with how she came out of the whole situation. But yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, it was like a clip from Jake O'Kane. It's like, it's like Jake's like, oh, I'm gonna want Couture to think it's this move, but actually it's my move, and that relates to Ashley and Jake voting out Hunter, because that only benefits Ashley because she gets Allie out her pocket, while Jake gets no one, but he has to just listen to Ashley, otherwise she can vote him out whenever she wants. So it's just like, damn, Jake really, and it's so funny. The next episode, Jake's like, Confession's like, yeah, we got out the love triangle target. I'm so good at this game. I'm like, oh, Jake, you're not that good. It's so funny though.
Yeah, Ashley was controlling him the whole time. Before we continue, I want to settle this debate really quick. Who is the better therapist character? Is it Tess or is it Ashley? Who's the better therapist character?
Honestly, Ashley, because Ashley was like pointing out the problems and like helping him fix it. Well,
it's a funny thing. I love Tess more than Ashley, but I think Ashley is the better therapist role. I don't think Tess works the best as a therapist character because it's like, I wish they kind of played more into Tess's like emotion. Like, maybe Ashley can have, because like I feel like Tess can really go like help him better advice. While Ashley's like a good like uplifting person. I think there could be like different ways to contrast them. I think it's kind of like an Ashley and Lil situation in season 1 where they're both like outdoorsy girls. They kind of have similarities. I think that falls down to like Tess and Ashley now, because Ashley has like more like flair. It just makes her stand out.
Yeah.
And now they're both
and I fully agree. She made for a great therapist. I'd hire her. But
and now they're both gone. See, so many people are like, "Oh my god, Ashley Tess final 2! It's obviously happening. This show's so obvious." And then they both
no,
I was like begging for an Ashley blindside because I love her, but I was like, the best way to end Ashley is a blindside. Like, that's like the best way for like to honor her. Like, I don't think she's making finale. I was like, in my head, I was like, if you blindside like final 10 to like 8, I was like around that range, like maybe 7 if I was generous.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy they gave her like a good vote. And with new music though, that was so good.
New music? Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I noticed that.
I didn't even notice that. You're right. Wait.
Yeah. You're supposed to be the sound person, Genesis. How do you not know this?
Listen, I'm not paying attention to the music. I'm paying more. I'm
You
usually
pay
paying more attention to the character dialogue.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, all right. Okay.
Sorry. I saw an opportunity.
I'm usually paying more attention to like the character dialogue. I'm not paying attention to the music, admittedly, but I should be.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that there
talking.
was new music until just now. To be honest.
Thank you, Imer. Marks would have probably noticed it though. Marks would have probably pointed it out immediately.
Yeah.
Because Marks recognizes score a lot.
Oh yeah, I think one of these storyboard artists, Jaco, was like, okay, look, this is like a big elimination. We gotta have like super dramatic music.
Oh, Jacko did that. That's awesome.
Oh, I need to talk to Jacko more often.
I love Jacko. He's a sweetie.
Yep.
Shout out to Jacko as well. Oh my god, we got so many cool members of the community.
Just sneaking them all in.
Before we continue, I want to ask just a kind of a joke question to Turg, but as Will, how do you feel about this Dan guy crushing on your girl?
Wait.
Dan better watch out. Actually, no, Dan better watch out because leave Ashley alone.
Yeah.
I'm an Ashley stan, not an Ashley simp.
She's not yours to take.
You know, like those yandere games.
Come on.
Oh my god. Me having a crush on Ace? Me having a crush on Ashley. What? That would be physically impossible. I can't words.
Yeah, you can. Just because you're asexual doesn't mean you're unromantic.
That's not what I was trying to say. I said me having a crush.
Look.
That's not what I was trying to say. I know the difference. But
like, at least
okay, I'm embarrassing myself.
Anyway, so yeah, let's move on. So we're not me and Imer, or sorry, not me and Jenny Benny, but Krit and Imer. Krit put the episode at the lowest, and Imer ranked the episode the highest. So why don't they talk about how they rank the episode? I'm surprised, Imer, you ranked it the highest. Like, you were like, it's all right. But apparently you're the favorite.
I was very upset. I was like, wait. There's some characters like I did not like the direction, but I was like, I rewatched. I was like, you know, maybe it's okay. Like, I was like, maybe an 8 sounds like an okay. Maybe I over it. It's fine. All right, Krit, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
I guess I could go first, so that way, you know, we could end it on a good note. The ranking.
Oh, a good note.
So, I mean, like the difference isn't too dramatic. I mean, like it was just like 1.2 difference, but I thought it was a good first merge episode. I just kind of wish that maybe more people would have interacted, like that were on separate teams, you know? There was the Tom and Ashley little talk, but we'll get into that a little later. I did like that. I thought it was a decent episode, not one of my favorites, but it was a fun first merge episode, I'll give it that. I would just, you know, it's comfortably in the middle for me.
Yeah.
I don't have too much to say about the episode, but
interesting.
yeah,
it's interesting.
Sorry.
If I were to have a few words, just really quick, this was one of like the few episodes where it's like I read the script, I was like, this is all right, and then I saw the vocal performances, and I was like, never mind, this is like a lot better than all right. But
yeah, the voice acting was outstanding. Yeah, the voice acting this episode was outstanding. I loved it.
This might be the best episode at least from a voice acting perspective. Script perspective, it's like voice acting.
Y'all did great on the voice acting team. To Crystal and also anyone who was in the episode that can hear us.
Yeah, it was very, very powerful. Like,
oh yeah,
just the deliveries were great. Like they were just, yeah.
I love our voice acting team so much. Love y'all. Y'all are great. But yeah, no. voice acting was a huge highlight for this episode for sure. It was definitely partly contributed to me giving my rating, but it's not about my rating. It's about who rated the episode the highest. And so let's move it to Imer.
Oh, this is gonna be funny because like Krit gave it so positive. Now I'm gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be funny. I'm the highest rated. So I think with this episode, it really is great from animation and acting perspective. Like all the performances and the animating and like voice acting. Like you would see scenes like where like Jake's like, what? Like no. Like you just see like you feel like Jake like dying inside. You see like Ashley like in shock. Like you can see like all these emotions from this episode. I think when you look at everything from a perspective, I feel like they use the villains perfectly to narrate like very well with the confessionals. Give everyone the rundown about how the merge is gonna go and how you must be afraid because anything can happen. I do love that what we got is we had seen some interactions that help start things. For example, we do see like Jake and Allie get to like a high where it's just getting so bad that Allie's like, you know what? I'm done with Jake. I'm voting him. And then we see like Tom even vote Jake. And then like the whole Tom and Jake thing, I was like, okay, it's okay. Like it wasn't a big scene. It was good enough like to show some growth in Jake, but then it was just like, oh, let's go back down a bit. I feel like the only problem I have with this episode really is just the heroes characters. Besides like maybe Ashley was fine, but like I think it was just some of them were a little disorientating to watch at times. It wasn't horrible though, because I think it did serve what it's trying to serve with the story that's trying to progress. But I think some of the stuff there could have like been better, but like otherwise I think this is a solid episode all around.
Yeah. Definitely one of the big highlights of this episode. And it's very important for me is character writing. And just sort of like, you know, because it's one thing to write like a story with plot. Well, every story is plot. Like it's one thing to write like good plot, right? But part of what makes a story so good, at least in my opinion, is how the characters sort of react to what's happening around them. And for that, a lot of things need to come into play. For one thing, the art needs to reflect that. The writing, of course, needs to be, you know, an understanding reaction based on, you know, like the characters and their personalities, and of course the vocal performance as well. And there are so many examples of scenes in these episodes that just hit the feels right. And yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like when you see like the voting confessionals, like you just see the animation has gotten so much better. Not standing still, they're like doing poses, and it's just like wow, like the camera work, like really put a lot of work onto this episode from an art perspective and acting perspective. Like it's just like wow, like it's insane, and it's gonna get better from here. Like that's just like what you're gonna feel, but it's still like for me the only problem also was like the setup. I'm like, am I excited for the setup? I don't know. That's why I'm like in disbelief a little bit. That's why I had to take a few points off, but like it does what it's trying to do with the boot order it's assigned.
Oh yes.
Without a doubt. Oh man. Dang, this talk's been making me like the episode just a little more.
Turner, Chris, do you have anything you want to say about the episode? How did you enjoy it and all that? Favorite scenes?
Maybe your experience voicing it, you know?
Oh, ours?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the scene. I like yelling. Ashley, the yelling part. That was fun.
Shut up!
I love
already.
how you started it. I love how you started it with I like yelling.
Yeah, I love it.
That's great. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun to watch. I could tell you.
Why is the yelling Ashley scene so good? Like they do like the funniest Ashley scenes, just like her yelling. She's like, "I'm so tired. Can you guys put down the tablet before you break another one?"
Like now you know why like Lil couldn't have made it because Lil's too like calm and chill, and it'd be weird if like a 45-year-old was yelling at like two teenagers basically. But like, you know, he's actually like closer in age to Jake and Allie, so it makes more sense that she get
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think Lil just needs a different format. Like, this cast would not bode well with a character like her. I think other like second chance players, I think Lil would really do well in. I just feel like a cast with like heavy plot people, Lil will suffer greatly. And I feel like people wanting her would just really do a disservice to her character to put her in a position where she would have to be trimmed down a lot. I think giving her like maybe a possible future at something else would be way better.
Yeah. But not to spoil the episode ending too much, but that scene was like really like holy shit. It's like, god dang, this is how we end the first half. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, that first or that those last parts were like if there was any episode where Ashley or like any way Ashley should go, this was the best way to do it.
Yeah. Her elimination sparked the end of the first half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain alliance I have beef with, but you know, I mean, it's not like I didn't already.
What one? Two.
Well,
wait, you don't like the villains' alliance?
No.
Huh.
Is it the,
should I like the villains' alliance?
Interesting.
Which one do you not? There's two. Wait, Genesis. I promise not to fight with you, but I might have to fight with you.
Uh-oh.
Some gloves are on.
I don't like either of them. I mean, there are certain characters I like within them, but I don't want any of them to win.
Oh. Okay.
No comment. Turk, what about you? What did you think of the episode?
I thought it was a very good episode all around. Like, I liked every single like bit of drama. Especially, for this episode especially, I think Gabby shined really well, at least in my opinion. Like, every moment that Gabby had, I just very much enjoyed. Well, to be fair, Gabby's one of my favorite characters, so yeah.
Oh, that probably adds to it. I can tell you, she was not making me happy this episode. I've full on gone.
Yeah, Genesis, that you're just traumatized over what she did to Dan. You don't like
okay, no, it wasn't even that, because I was actually kind of defending Gabby at that point. But this, like, now it's like it's gotten really bad. I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
But it was LVP last episode. How was that defense?
Yeah. No. I meant like after the first season ended. Now I'm not even.
Oh,
I just realized Gabby screwed over Dan, and I voiced Gabby's dad. So in a weird roundabout way, I screwed over Genesis.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, yeah, I'm not a fan of Gabby anymore. But I mean, I guess it's a natural progression for her character, but you know,
making all the enemies this podcast.
yeah. All right. Yeah. No, like if there are any Gabby fans, come at me, bro. I can take a hate comment or two. Wait, did you just say you sit on a throne of lies?
I said us Gabby fans will rise.
Oh, my bad.
I thought I heard rise. I was like, yeah, it's a Gabby fan.
My bad. I'm not.
The Gabby fans.
See, now the Gabby fans
stop
are
making
confused.
haters with every fan.
In episode 9, they were like, "No, Gabby sucks."
Get away all the.
And then episode 10, she helped motivate Gret a bit. So it's like, I don't know what to think.
Like, I mean, like, okay, I get it. Hashtag girl boss, but I'm like, nah, it's more so hashtag girl idiot. You know, it's like,
whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, just say girl flop. Don't say it.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, okay, sorry, okay.
Sorry, I called you Dan. What are you trying to say, Jen?
What? Oh, what do you think I'm trying to say? I don't like her. Anyway. Do as you will with that internet. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the scene by scene.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's do the Fudge Nugget has fighting him.
I assume this is gonna be like one of the shorter scene analysis, to be honest. Like, there's not a lot.
I imagine so. I mean, there's gonna be like specific scenes that we're gonna talk quite a bit about, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be quite.
Yeah. So we start off with, after the last vote, just like, damn, Tessa's gone. It's so sad. It's like she really didn't deserve to be here. Like, she deserved to be here. But then it's like, yeah.
I was gonna say,
and
hold
then
up,
Gabby's
she
like,
deserve to be
she
here.
missed my
I was
girlfriend.
like, hold up.
No, she did deserve it. No.
Can I also bring up
like,
a little in your face to Jpeg? So yeah. Aiden brings up Hunter. So yeah. He acknowledges that Hunter exists. So yeah.
That's true. That's one of the only things he did this episode. He brought up Hunter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Continue.
Oh my god, bringing up Hunter. It's basically, yeah, it's just like, that's what my Ellie. Sorry, Tess. And it's just like, you don't remove the baddie or else you'll get out of this house. And it's just like, damn. Like, Gabby's like pissed. And it's super interesting. Like Tom is like, all right, I gotta revive Gom. All right. He's like, sorry, Gabs. Like, can we just stay friends? Like, Tom being the middle person is so weird for him because that's usually like Miriam whenever we hear Tom. For someone as the middle, but now he is in the middle, like trying to clear all the air, but the air is kind of festered up with some hate. So right now it's just very hard, and then it's just like, wow, what are we gonna do? This definitely leads to like, then it's like, all right, Aiden's like, we can just vote you off, like, and it's like Gabby's like, you can't because I have the totem and I will play it and I'll remove one of you, and it's like, wait, what? But for me, I was like, okay, she's lying, but let's see what the confessional says. And she's like, I have to lie because I believe in what would Ellie do. And what Ellie do is usually best for me. And you ask him what Ellie do, Ellie got voted off, so I don't know if that's the best advice, but you know what? You do you.
Wow. Low blow. Low blow.
Yeah. Stating the facts here in this game. But yeah, it's super fun. And like Tom's just starting to cool off. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry. Like, yeah, it's definitely interesting how one vote has created, 2 votes have created so much animosity for science team. Now with the merge in mind, everyone's like, how is this gonna go? The answer is not that well because Gabby's trying to practice her evil laugh still. She's like, I've got to practice to be evil. So yeah, I think the Cyan family is just a Cyan duo at this point. Like, there's no more kumbaya.
Yeah.
The Girls Alliance really screwed it up. They had the 4-2 advantage, and now it's like 2-1. They really screwed it up.
Yeah. And Girls Alliance.
It never works out in Disventure Camp.
Oh. We've seen it done in Survivor. It never goes well.
I love how Gabby and Ellie
maybe it will go well for Gabby this time.
The hand pose or whatever, with like their hands, they like mimic each other. I thought that was cute.
I know. Yeah, I love that. But yeah, it's interesting though, because like she's already lying about having a tournament final 10. Final 3 to get to the end.
Yeah.
Is Gabby gonna think, okay, I lied about the tournament, they'll never vote me off? It's like, they might eventually want to blindside you. So all have Tom and I have to do is say that, and everyone will hear about the totem, because like word goes around and show a lot, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So it definitely comes down to, will Gabby punished for this move, or will she be rewarded? I think there's obviously an answer, but we'll see.
Yeah. So moving on to the next scene, it's the one with Jake, Ashley, and Allie. Chris, when do you introduce this if you want? Because it's in Jace's words, your Oscar-winning scene.
Oh, is it on like the dock?
Yeah. It's the one with the blueberries.
Oh, okay.
Where they're picking the blueberries.
Oh, the blueberries.
Allie has so much fruit this season. First the apples, then the blueberries.
I know.
She's like, wow, it's like
apple, blueberries, and like fish. Allie's just craving food. Like, this is just like, she's just like, I gotta get my snacks. I'm eating well.
I gotta get my power-ups.
Stop! She's gonna look for mushroom.
Okay, wait, here's
I'm
something
gonna get
funny.
stronger if I get
In the Ashley and Allie friendship, we really wanted Ashley to like really try to like force gamer puns to like bond with her. She's like, let's go, Allie! Wahoo!
Whoa!
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. That would have been, but like sadly they're making it.
That would have been so good.
That would have been, yeah, that would have been a good one.
Allie, it looks like you took an arrow to the knee.
Cute.
I don't know. When they jump off the cliff, I really wanted Ashley to say, "Wahoo! Let's go."
Oh.
Aww.
Funny.
That would have been so good. Oh my god.
But yeah, the blueberry scene.
So like pretty much like Ashley is like trying to like help Jake to kind of like, get along with Allie because, them beefing too much. They, Ashley wants them to get along for, the hero alliance or something to work out. And so she tells like Jake Jake to like, you know, come on, you got this. You can, you know, say something nice to Allie. And you know, Jake's just like, you know, just mumbling like, sorry. And Ashley's just like, you need to be louder. And then Jake's like, you know, sorry. And then Jake's pretty much like, you know, saying like how he's sorry, like he's been, you know, difficult with like how he was treating like Allie and stuff, like all the rude things he would say to like Allie. And, you know, Ashley's like, very good, you know, and then when Allie came to talk, she was just like still annoyed because of how, you know, Jake was, you know, been treating her. And so Jake was like, really, you know, like I did all this and that's how you answer. And Allie's just like, hey, you know, actions speak louder than words, you know, she won't believe till, you know, he changes, like, you know, like with his actions and stuff. And so they pretty much go back and forth, you know, like bickering, beefing with one another until like Ashley's just like, whoa, chill. What is going on? We were doing so good. And Allie's just like, you expect me to forgive Jake, you know, because of like how he's been treating like Allie, like, you know, like all mean and stuff. And then Jake's just like, what, you know, you wouldn't stop talking about Hunter when he got out. And then, you know, pretty much they're just like talking. And once he brought up like Hunter, Allie's like, you know, don't bring Hunter in this. He's not your business. And Ashley just like had it. She's just like, cram it, or so help me God, I will burn our tent and make us all sleep in the goddamn mud. I gotta say, I'm mighty disappointed. And so Jake's just like, you hear that, Allie? And Ashley's just like, no, shut up, Jake. Both of you are unbelievable. And then they're just like looking at each other all surprised, like, oh dang, she raised her voice. But yeah, pretty much Ashley had enough of them just fighting all the time, like beefing with one another. It's like, calm down.
Ashley and her two children.
You could say
two children.
Oh my
Two
God.
children.
I've read so many comments that are like, oh my God, they're like fighting over their mom's attention.
Yeah, that's literally their whole dynamic.
Like siblings fighting one another.
I think Ashley's like, fuck, Fiore would have been less childish than this. God damn it.
I should have kept Hunter and Fiore.
Oh man.
So
I don't know, Will, just be careful with future children of Ashley.
Yeah.
If you don't eat your goddamn vegetables, no TV for a week.
You don't eat your goddamn vegetables.
Genesis, now how did you like that scene, Genesis? I'm gonna ask you.
Well, first off, I want to give props for the performance. I have to. Not, and not even just Crystal, like Josh and Joy did an amazing job with that whole scene.
That's why Magenta best
but
team.
Huh?
Magenta best team.
Well,
I don't know about that, but they're second for me.
I mean, they were my favorite team. I mean, as much as I like,
yeah.
well, okay, I'm just okay. Like, as much as I like the yellow team and all the chaos they've been brewing up over there, it's like, you know, like I can like a character, but like still not want them to win. You know what I mean? It's like Yule almost. You know, like I can like him. Do I want him to like win the million? No, I want him to stick around as much as possible because he's funny. But like, no,
Genesis, you don't want him to win the million. You want him to win the free million. I agree with that.
I don't want him to win any money. I want him to get canceled.
I'll cancel.
What? Wait, huh? Wait, what? Wait, huh? Wait, what? Anyway, but yeah, as far as teams go, I mean, Magenta's my favorite, and this is like a perfect example of just like, I don't want to say a fun dynamic, but like, you know, an enjoyable conflict that was going on, to really rock the boat, and it was good because it set the stage for, you know, what happens later in the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good scene. I like.
Yeah.
I like that scene.
Yeah.
It's quite good. I'll do the next one. So they all meet up. It's merge time, and Tess isn't there. This is so funny because of Imer's comment that Aiden is always like, "Name, no." It's exactly what Allie did. Tess, no.
I know.
That was so funny.
That's all they use.
But name.
My least favorite DC characters, of course, they would do that.
What?
Oh my. Wait.
Didn't both of our guests say that like
Not
Allie
least
and
favorite,
Aiden
like,
were their
DC
favorite
too.
characters? You're a contrarian, Imer.
Wow, wait.
Okay, anyway.
I'm a contrarian.
Anyway, no, okay.
This is how I get canceled.
So yeah, no, the Tess isn't there, and they merge, and yeah, that's about it. You will get to confessional. Apparently, I was surprised. I was like, whoa, you look at confessional. He doesn't usually get those.
This is the funniest confessional.
And they can't bring their rewards, which is a shame because they won so many. But it's fine. They can sleep in the mud and all that. There's that one image where like everyone's frowning except for Ashley, and people are like, yeah, she's used to staying in the mud, in a dirty tent, waking up early.
Oh my god. This is her advantage, where everyone's suffering while she's just like, oh, this is easy. Like, this is how she gets the. Was her plan to win the $3 million.
Yeah. So some of the people split up into teams to like look for wood or whatever, and Ashley and Jake have another. See, it's a lot shorter, of course, but she's supportive. Even though she just finished yelling at him, she's like, "Hey, look, you're trying, and that's what matters." But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people were like, I don't like how that scene was immediately after the yelling scene, just because, like, let it simmer for a bit. I didn't have a problem with it. That was fine. They got over it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm curious, like, the challenges this season. I noticed they don't do any more montage scenes they used to do, like DC1. Sometimes the challenges could drag on, so if you do, like, a montage scene, you can get, like, people getting out, but, like, boom. If it's not, like, an important talk, then you could have it during, like, the downtime. Because I remember Krit saying, like, I wish there was more interaction. So if there's, like, less, like, challenge time, it could go to, like, some things, like, maybe, like, Jake or Aiden going to Alec. Like, maybe we could have had that, like...
Oh, yeah, that would have been interesting to see either of them go to Alec. Or just anybody who isn't in the Villains Alliance go up to Alec.
Yeah. Just, like... Say, though.
Stay tuned for next episode. I'll tell you
that. Wait, what?
A little sneak peek to next episode. But anyway, so yeah, the next scene, Turk, why don't you take this one? It's the one where Gabby gets to join the villains.
All right. So, we see the villain team, with Gabby saying, "Hey, Gabby, are you 100% with us? Are you finally ready to be on your evil arc?" And Gabby's like, "Yeah, I am. I even made my own name," which confuses them. The own villain name. And, Gabby also mentions that they are going to make a costume as well, like a scratched mask, which, very, very funny. Because like, Gabby's really going into the whole villain arc, which I just find very, very funny. They're all like, hey, it's glad to have Gabby, because, the more the merrier, and Gabby has an actual reason to be evil. And they're like, hey, our first targets should be, Tom and Aiden, because they got Ellie out. But they also talk about, like, how they don't trust Ashley or Jake, so whatever. They didn't think about what they should do, like how they can take advantage and how they can get them out, because clearly they are proving to be on thorn on their side. Gabby's like, hey, don't worry, I have a plan. And says that, Gabby says that, hey, I know that Aiden and Tom are having problems with Jake. And right now, their plan is to fuel the drama. Like, make sure that it reaches an all-time high until they, like, either betray each other or, they all dogpile on Jake to get him out. Which is what I think is going to happen. Which is one way. Yeah, that's kind of it. They all have their own evil moments. They all get to planning and scheming on what they're going to do, before they can get the others out, while keeping themselves in their own best interest.
Heck yeah! No, I love the scene in the trailer where it's like the villains are all walking off and Gabby's like chasing after them. It's like, me, I want to join. I don't know.
Gabby's like a new recruit to the villain team. Just like, hey, it's your first day.
Yeah.
We're gonna make things go easy.
she's the intern. It's great.
She's like the honorary firefighter. She's like the spare tire in a car. Like she's like the little car, like little wheel in the back. It's like, wait, maybe we'll need you. Well, they do need her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what Gabby is right now.
Wait, why do we have?
She's the Dave the Huh?
Sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was just gonna say she's the Dave the intern of the Disventure Camp.
Dave,
What's
that?
I don't think anyone else is gonna get that reference, but Sonic Boom.
Oh,
but
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Continue.
Kind of looks like you actually.
What? Wow! I don't have buck teeth.
Not you. Sorry, Dan. Not you.
Oh.
Wait.
I love how I'm so closely associated with Dan.
Dan the intern. Well,
you have like they have the same.
Any viewers, you know what to do with fan art now. Make Dave the intern as Dan.
You know what, Dan Nation, we'll own that. We'll own that.
Dan the intern. It's not a bad twist, actually. DC4, the ghost of Dan is now an intern. That'd be funny.
The ghost of Dan.
Lines.
Oh my god. I get to like whisper them into the wind.
Okay, so I'm not sure why we put Genesis for the Tom Jake sad scene. But here you go.
I mean, I can do it. Yeah, it's totally fine. So yeah, basically they so they kind of just nod to each other, and like I'm referring to Tom and Jake. They kind of just nod to each other, sort of like an agreement to talk, and then they go and sit on like this rocky area that I think was like specifically like crafted by God to be like an emotional talk spot, you know? Because it's got like the big rock like overlooking the view and everything, you know, it's perfect. But yeah, so Jake sits down, Tom kneels like he's gonna propose, and basically what so Jake says that he's sorry, he's like, you know, done a lot of self-reflection, and he thinks that, you know, like, hey, like we probably shouldn't, you know, be any closer together. I'm sorry. And then Tom goes like, no, it's okay. But while we're sort of like admitting things, there's something I have something to admit to you. Jake asks like, or Jake's like what do you want to admit? And he goes, I've actually been lying about having a boyfriend all this time. And no, I'm not with Aiden either. I just don't want to be around you. Saws. And then Aiden's just like, or not Aiden, sorry, Jake, same thing. Jake just goes,
same thing.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. Jake goes like, okay, bro, like seriously, like just leave me alone. So yeah, Tom agrees and just sort of leaves him alone. And yeah, that's the whole scene. Tom kind of had it coming, but dang.
Sad scene on the rocks.
But it was good. I was looking for more scenes like that. And I got it, and I'm happy. Very happy.
I like something Aiden said in the early part of the scene where he says like, last season I learned that problems are best talked about openly instead of festering, and it's like, yeah, Aiden has like some stuff going on, but no one remembers DC that well, so they miss it. But yeah. He's growing, still living.
I also like.
Yep.
I also love about the scene too. I love how like when Jake is like approached the whole topic, it's like, and Jake's first reaction was like very like, but I love what they did because like he said like what you did to me hurt. Like, he didn't say angrily, which Jake would in DC1 do. When DC3, he would be like, what you did to me hurt, like, in a neutral voice. It was just, like no longer, like, super, like, cartoony emotion. Like, he's found more of a leveled ground. Even though Jake is still a work in progress, like, the work is progressing. Like, I think that is what we got to acknowledge. And, like, even if Jake might be, like, a good old, like, punching bag at times, at least, like, he's having a little bit of some punch back to get better.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. Like, as the Tom Jake scene went on, there are plenty of opportunities where, or not opportunities, but there were a lot of times where it could have gone wrong. Like, Jake could have had his emotions taken over, like when Tom just flat out admitted he was lying. And I'm glad that he didn't blow up. That does show a lot of development from last season and how he genuinely wants to improve. I think I like how they hadn't like come to a conclusion yet on what they want with their relationship. Like, Jake just wants to think about it. And I think that was the best outcome, because if we had like them immediately like make up right after, or just like decide, you know, I think it needs just a little bit more time. So I think this was the best outcome. I personally think this was the best outcome for both of them.
Oh, really
like, it was all neutral. It wasn't too,
Exactly. It's not like too heavy, but it's like hopeful for the future, but like not like revealing all the cards yet. And I think that's just exactly what I have at the first merge. Give a little taste, but don't give like the full bite.
What the heck? You're not revealing all the cards in episode 3? What's wrong with the show? Sorry.
Stop! Sorry. That is the comments though. It's like why isn't it in the wiki yet? Like, can they tell me the boot order and like can you tell me when this happens? Like, I like it now. Like, I just want the other 18 episodes just to be them happy.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good Tom Jake scene, you know.
Yeah.
Things are cooking. Then Crystal shoots Yule in the face. It's great. I love that.
Oh yeah, no, that was an interesting. What have you?
Wake up just like a paintball in your face.
Again, he had it coming.
I just realized Tam's not gonna be here to give Yule his LVP. Oh well. So the challenge starts, and the villains and the heroes split up, I think. Or is it actually with the trio and Tom and Aiden by themselves? So it's like 3 groups. I think that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And you think like, oh my god, the challenge is gonna start, but then there's a host scene, which kind of breaks the pace, I feel. But whatever.
This is a good host scene though. I'm thankful for this host scene to start now.
Yeah, go. You talk about the gamer. It's a pretty quick one, but.
Wait, me? Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, what happened is like, with you see like, so like she's like ready to confront someone, and who is it? Would be Emily, right? Scene. Basically, she's like, "How am I not trustworthy?" Like, Emily's just like so outraged that this has happened to her because to help a contestant cheat, it's not going to turn out best for your career path. Then like Crystal's like, she's like pulls out the contract. She's like, you actually are breaching every rule. And then Crystal starts leaving. It's like you call communicating with his manager, relaying info back. It's also breaching the contract with the outside world, which I had mentioned. I was like, when is that going to kick in? It's like you also got caught sneaking in paparazzi. So the funny thing is, remember, Emily didn't say like, why don't let me do it? She's like, I already did it. The thing is, you're told they cancel it. It's like not to arrange it. So Emily already did commit this before the scene started, which is very interesting to see it brought back into the narrative. And I just love how Crystal, she is usually an emotional person, but this is like the first time where she's like, I can't let my emotions bother me. I know people deserve a second chance, but in a show like this where I have so much pressure on me, I can't just like give handouts. Like, it's just like, you're done. I think it just really fits so well. And it helps like Emily's emotions grow because Emily's just going to be a jerk. I really love that Emily has like a heart shown. And I think it's like a little cool scenes of like that really help give people more thoughts on her character.
I agree with you. What you said. I think it's especially interesting because I don't know. I always thought Emily was gonna be I don't know. I always thought Emily was going to be one of those characters that's like sort of like a balance for all the three-dimensionality of a lot of the characters, if that makes sense. In the same way that Yule kind of is.
Yeah.
But like no, like she has more dimension to her, and I mean I liked what I saw, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's one of those
it's
cases
really
where
interesting because
go on, sorry.
I was gonna say like the poster has like Emily look like, oh, I look so good, everyone sucks. And then like the intro has her push Oliver off the freaking plane. So it's just like, wow, she must be such a jerk. But then you just see like she's actually not a jerk. She's like willing to help people out, even if it's like at the expense of her own self.
Which is an interesting side to her. She's a great addition to the cast, honestly. Oh, 1 second.
Oh, bye, Genesis. He has to go early. No, the bit lives.
Stop! No.
The bit lives.
Oh wait, let's not jump.
So yeah, the villains and the
like,
heroes
matter.
they do like they split up. Meanwhile, Ashley, Allie, and Jake are together, and Ashley's like trying to be like, we need to vote together. We're all gonna vote together. We need to take down the villains. And Allie and Jake are like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. Please no.
I want to just go to my room and just stream Forestcraft, and then Jake's like, I want to go talk to Tom again. Like they're very close-minded in terms of interests.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like Ashley's like such a good like leader type. Like in any other season. Wait, no, never mind. I forgot.
I don't think
Nick
she's
as well
a great...
in DC1.
I don't think she's a leader. She's a really good commander because I feel like sometimes like she has the right ideas. The problem is no one cares to listen to her, and it's like, damn, like Ashley's saying the right stuff. I just think she needs someone like to back her up, like a good partner.
Yeah,
that's why Lil and her were good in the Alliance.
Yeah, she just needs to work with less unstable people, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. This is what happens to you. Yeah, you guys wanted the therapists gone. Guess what happened? We could have had a Tess and Ashley alliance that would have went so well.
Yeah.
Therapist characters with the problem.
Exactly. There would have been like two of them to like help out, but no, they both left. So. Now we're with the unstable.
But you know what? This wasn't good. This was good though, because like Rhea could have went home. That would have been bad. So like.
Yeah, of course you'd say that. Who wants to take the next scene?
Sure. I don't mind.
Yeah. Our resident Yule fan is not here, so.
Well, thank God that I am a Gabby fan. Okay. So Gabby kind of brings up like, hey, the old challenge, which if I remember correctly, it's the first ever challenge, the paintball challenge, where they can win the sleeping tents. Just like kind of bringing that back up because hey, they have paint guns again. Wow. And then Grant's like, yeah, I remember that we lost because you wouldn't stop talking. And Gabby's like, oh, I'll be quiet, which I'm pretty sure it's a callback like, hey, if I keep talking, we might lose again, so I'll be quiet. Which that's how I at least saw the scene. Which like I'm like, oh man.
Okay, now I feel bad.
That's what at least I thought, because I'm like, oh yeah, we lost because you wouldn't stop talking, and so Gabby shuts up to make sure that they don't lose or to increase their chances of winning at least.
Fair enough.
They didn't talk about their plan of like, hey, what do we do about Tom and Aiden, because they're trying to start their plans, and they at least need to get them out. Like they need to get out, and so Ellie is also brought up. And of course, Gabby getting defensive because hey, don't talk about my girlfriend like that. Gabby's a good person. So there's a bit of argument. But then you'll get shot in the face, and it's actually Tom. which Tom. Tom is neutral for me, but Tom, thank you for doing this. Very much so. Thank you, Tom.
Oh my gosh, wait, are we both on the same boat with Yule?
When I saw that, I'm like, you know what, Tom? You gained my respect. You gained my respect. Good stuff right there.
Seems to be a rarity. Tom getting respect this season.
It actually kind of is.
I'm kind of shooting Yolo's good for Yolo's game, because if Yolo talked anymore, he'd be kind of screwed.
Also, Yolo...
So Tom kind of helped Yolo.
Yolo low-key complimented Ellie. She said, like, "Oh, she doesn't look like Miss Piggy," which is like that's a massive compliment in Yolo's world, you know. Damn.
Cruel world. Yeah, you'll get shot. Grant and Gabby follow Tom. Like, hey, get back here. It's time for revenge. You can't do that. But Tom's plan actually works. And, you know, Aiden is able to shoot them. So, wow.
Nice.
Their plans work. Yeah, their plans work. And they're like, okay, there's only a few people left. 3 down, 2 to go. And that's where kind of like it kind of ends.
Yeah.
Which, props to Tom. Very good plan. Also more props, shooting Yule. Very much gain my respect.
Heck yeah.
One of my favorite scenes.
Oh, man. I have 2 observations, about, not me, but like other people have observed, that Aiden in the tree is very similar to Hunter in the tree in DC2, with the balloon challenge.
Yeah. Imer pointed that out to me. I didn't even notice that. I'm like, oh, wait, you're right.
But also, I'm going to be very careful that I say here. A lot of people have been making jokes about JFK with Aiden.
Oh. Yeah, I think I saw something on Twitter about that. I was like, oh, should I laugh?
I don't know, maybe.
Well.
What?
Oh my god.
What?
No, I was reacting to that. I was like, wait, seriously?
That's who did it. It was Aiden all along.
Oh my...
I hate that he shot Gret, and that was really bad of Aiden. So, if Aiden gets hate for that, had to come. He shot like Gret. Like Gret's like the nicest person there. Abby, like the two good girls, and then she shot him.
Yeah, and then we have another host scene.
What are you gonna do?
Which, like, I don't have a problem with these things in this episode, but it's like I don't know. It's like they're paced so weird. They're put in like, the weirdest place. It's like, no, I want to focus on.
That's why I said I was like the montage could go. That's why the montage of the challenges could be so good, because it's like you don't have to have every talk, but then we can have like times where it's just like, you know what, maybe we could sneak in a host scene because we have the time to do it. And instead, it's just like we're gonna have a longer challenge. Maybe they could have cut the challenge a bit to have these
montage?
Actions feel better.
What do you mean by montage?
Like, you know how in like DC1 where there's like a montage where it's just like Jake and runs into the wall, like like he hits like the block, like, and it's just like no audio.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That
could have been done with certain characters again, like Sha.
In episode like 2, the animals.
Yeah, but like a little more.
With the ball. Yeah, I mean this was the first merge challenge. They couldn't do a montage. They had to show the dynamics. You know.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, Trevor and Emily have a nice chat, and then he thanks her, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, she leaves. She's fired. A lot of people are like, she's probably not gonna be fired, but she actually did get fired.
Yeah. I knew she was gonna fire. Like, I was like, when's she gonna get fired again? Like, I was waiting a few episodes. I was like, when's it gonna kick in?
Yeah.
If anything, like when the staff is breaking the rules thing was brought up, I was hoping like, oh, I just hope that they don't drag it out for too long. Like, oh, which of them is breaking the rules? And like it lasts for like 5 episodes, and it's like, oh, it's Emily. Like, I'm glad that they covered it like right after in the next episode.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, I just realized it's so funny with the break rules, because then you can also apply it to like Trevor, who gave information to Connor about how like Rhea really messed things up because it influenced his mind, and then it was also like with Marcus and Nina both helped move the team, had a good song, and it was like, wow, is that allowed? Like, so there's a few like post break, but the thing is, Emily's is consistent and consistently do it. Like, still can give one pass, but if you do it like 5 times, it was like you're done. I think that was just like,
yeah. It would have been really funny if Crystal ended up firing Trevor instead, because she just doesn't like Trevor. Like,
so
wow,
funny.
you were
Like,
talking
Trevor,
Connor, oh, you're gone.
How dare you?
And also, like, Like, then I have a better budget for the merge, so thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like Crystal, I have a funny joke. I feel like Crystal's like, no one's gonna have the rewards because she's like, oh wait, there's a 30-day expiring fee to return them. Like, I can't have them keep them, so everyone, it's day 19, give all away your rewards, go to new. She just wants to make some money back.
Yeah, that'd be funny. It's a way to get money. But yeah, the next scene.
Yeah.
Krit, why don't you talk about this scene where Tom is a fucking idiot and shoots Ashley?
Oh, okay, right. So after the Trevor and Emily scene is done, Ashley is walking and we see Tom hiding behind the tree, and then he shoots Ashley thinking that it is Rhea, even though she doesn't resemble Rhea at all. And
Genesis would notice right away because he likes blondes. He would have been like, "Oh my god, blonde!"
Yeah, I was like, "Oh wait, no, that's not Rhea." So Ashley's asking about Gabby and why she's working with the Alliance. And Tom explains that it's because Ellie was voted out. And Ashley says that everybody has to be on board to even have like a shot with overcoming the Villains Alliance, because they would have to all be in the same boat to tie. And she explains that Jake is kind of not great with making any connections and has already had bad blood with Aiden and Allie. And Tom's like, "Oh, well, isn't Jake Mr. Popular?" And Ashley and Tom continue talking about how they can attempt to get everybody to vote together, and they agree that she'll try to get Allie and Jake to agree, and Tom can try to get Aiden to at least work with Jake just for this time. And so
what I will say is that in this scene, I really tried to force like Ashley to say, "Are you threatening me?" to Tom, because that was that was in the very first trailer.
Right.
I think I said this last podcast episode.
Yeah.
I was really annoying in the script. I was like, "Can Ashley please say, are you threatening me?"
Right. There's also the little parallel from back in DC1 where Tom and Ashley are also in like a little stalemate when Tom is trying to get the flag from Ashley. I thought that was a pretty cool little detail that they did. It was also a great way to have Tom and Ashley interact since they weren't on the same team. So I thought that was pretty clever, and I like that little little writing decision.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's great. Tom and Ashley. Okay, really quick, I'll probably do this. This is a scene that was originally here, but Tam was like, "Nah, we gotta rewrite this.
Yeah, this was too much. I'm glad this got tweaked.
Yeah.
Oh!
Usually Jace gets the rewrites, so this is like one of the very few times Tam actually got a rewrite. Where it's like, it's pretty much word for word
Tam,
what Tam added. That was the Yule and Krit and Gabby scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad this got rewritten, because like looking at the older one, it's horrific, and it's like something I can't even defend anymore. At least with the other one, at least they acknowledged when he was a horrible person, and there's like at least it's like not overboard. This is just like extra to being the point of extra, and it's not even like a good extra.
Yeah.
It's just like an eye roll extra. So I'm kind of with the one we got instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one's a bit much.
Tam has more rewritten scenes than me. I don't think I got a single rewritten scene. But yeah.
It's okay.
Shout out to Tam.
Maybe soon.
You got one in spirit. Shout out to Tam.
Anyway, where were we? We're almost done with the episode, actually. Jake and Aiden have a fight, and it's really petty, but then again, it's Jake and Aiden. What do you expect? What's wrong with you? I didn't even do anything. That's their two catchphrases.
Are you blind?
That's the game. Jake says, "Are you blind?" like 3 times. I feel like this is like the 3rd time he said that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He said that to James. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what he said. Oh, that's funny.
Are you blind?
Thanks. I mean, this is like a sign. Jake shouldn't go that far because you're running out of line.
Now I'm gonna be careful what I say here, but yeah, they get into a fight, and So Jake's last words before Tom shows up, it was like, "Oh, you're just Tom's useless sidekick." That was originally going to be a bit longer. I can't even say why because, spoilers. But like we actually added it super late into production.
So they have another fight.
But Jared forgot. Jared forgot to ask Josh to redub the line, so it didn't make it in sadly. But it was close. It was close to the Ellie Jake cave scene basically. Jake would have had his own cave scene. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise it didn't make it because people are really controversial at the cave scene.
You know what? You could eat shit and die, Aiden.
Yeah, it was kind of okay. It wasn't that bad, but like, yeah. I can't even send the line because it has a lot of like implications for the future.
Mm-hmm.
But since it didn't make it in, then it's like
I can imagine.
But yeah,
it's very curious. When I was watching the episode, I was confused. How is Jake allowed to eliminate Aiden? Like he's already out. Like if that was the case, everyone would eliminate each other.
Yeah, I thought that was a plot hole. He shouldn't be able to do that.
I don't. Like just have Alex shoot both of them. Like he was good with the bow and arrow. Like,
yeah,
or continue
Aiden
it.
Shoots Jake. Jake shoots Aiden, knocks him off the tree, and then Alex shoots him.
Was that the OG script?
No, I saw the OG script.
For those of y'all who don't, who can't, or for those of y'all watching, Marks just came into the group chat, read the original script, and was like, "Was that the OG script?"
Yeah, Tom is now pulling an Ashley being the father to Aiden and Jake. Telling them to stop fighting.
I wouldn't say dad.
Shh. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean?
I know, I'm joking.
He's trying to fix the situation. But yeah, and then Alec just like...
Yeah, exactly.
Alec just shoots Tom, and in my opinion, this might be one of the most like underwhelming immunity wins. It's like, oh yeah, he's in this. I forgot about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I honestly thought that there were more people still in the challenge, and then Crystal's like, Alec has won. I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Okay, well, that quickly. Like all right, I see you.
Yeah,
good for him.
Two groups got shot like a bunch of times.
But yeah, who wants to take this next scene? We have the trio and the duo both strategizing a bit. Crystal, you want to take this scene?
Yeah. Okay, so after, Alec won, the challenge, pretty much, they're back at their, like, little camp area, and so Allie and Ashley are sitting, and Jake, like, walks over to them, and pretty much, is, like, upset and about Aiden and stuff, of, like, the whole thing that was going on with him and Aiden, of like, Aiden, accidentally shooting Jake in the challenge, and Allie's just like, no, now's not the time, Jake, like, because they need to worry about like, who's gonna be voted and stuff with it being merged, and Jake does not like Aiden and is like I've had it with Aiden. He needs to, leave. And, Ashley's like, no, we're supposed to, target the villains because, there's more, like, the villains are all together, and meanwhile, they're all, fighting and not getting along, so it's like, they gotta have as much people to, like, try to take out the villains and stuff. And Jake's like, I don't care, I don't have interest in working with Aiden, he's whatever and stuff. And, like, Allie and Ashley are both trying to, like, persuade Jake to just, like, we shouldn't be voting for, like, Aiden. It's not, like, the smartest, like, move to do. They need to try to get, like, one of the villains out. And, Jake's just, like, very insistent on, like, you know what? I don't care. We can, try to, win immunities, find totems, anything is better than, having Aiden, be there with them for another day. To which, Allie and Ashley are just like, frustrated and disappointed, like, really? Oh my goodness. And, Ashley kind of like, she tried her best to, like, avoid this, and, like, she's, like, really, like, upset, like, how Jake is just not, wanting to try to, like, use his head. He usually, like, goes, like, off of his, like, emotions of, like, how he's feeling, not really thinking about, like, how this, what would happen once he's gone, like, like, with it being, like, more villains there if they were to vote out Aiden and stuff, which would be bad for them, because they would have more, you know, they would probably be, like, the next ones leaving instead of, like, you know, like, a villain leaving. So, yeah, Ashley's just, like, frustrated with, you know, Jake's, like, whole decision with wanting to vote for Aiden. And yeah, that's pretty much where the scene ends for that part.
Yeah, I love how Ashley being a pre-merger is like the one character going into All-Stars that I guess didn't really have the full perspective of how Jake acts. It's so funny. She's like, oh, so this is what everyone's complaining about.
It's just like, oh, Jake, really?
Oh man.
Poor Ashley. She had no cable. She couldn't watch the show. Like, she didn't have that channel. So, like, I don't know. She might not watch the show. She's like, I'm busy taking care of the farm.
Yeah, no, that's no. She did have she had like an indoor theater, but she accidentally burned it. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's what happened. She just burned down, like, anything she can to watch the show.
Where were we? And then Ed and Tom talked for a bit. It's just,
right.
I'm angry. I'm angry. Aiden not asking questions as often is awesome. I love that. Instead of being like, oh, what do we do? He's like, no offense, Tom, but your conversations with Jake haven't worked out. I'm like, yeah. We like that. We like that.
He's not wrong.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. The results are not showing yet. It's been like 10 episodes.
But yeah, you're right, Imer. I just noticed, yeah, Alec and Rhea have 2 confessionals where they're like, oh, yes, Jake and Aiden are gunning for each other, and they're asking us to vote. And I'm like, oh, man, I wish we had that on screen, you know? Aiden going to the villains, being like, vote Jake.
Exactly.
Jake going to the villains, being like,
oh, yeah.
Like, this could have been...
that would have been a great interaction opportunity.
I think the problem... I feel like the villains are just, like, too narrated, which I like it, because it sets the tone very well. But it's like, give them a little content. It's not just, like, the hero of a... Like, oh... But they're not gonna need it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when I was watching this, I was like so like confused. I was not confused. I was just like a lot of process. I missed Rio's confessional. It's like the one key confessional you gotta pay attention to literally understand everything.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, no. Some people were like, I missed the voting confessionals, and this episode had 3 of them. You got Tom, you got Ashley, and you got Allie. Is this like the only voting confessional so far this season? I don't remember if there were any.
No, episode 4. They had them with Miriam's.
Was it?
It's like the Miriam's weren't very stale. These ones are like newly animated. Like they have like poses, they have like zoom ins, they have like tilts. I think, right? They tilt in a bit. Like I've been noticing for a while. They reused a lot of like to put them in the urn, which is fine because like somebody's can like put in something in there and like might as well just reuse it.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't mind that.
But yeah, and also Allie.
Yeah, I definitely think this is some of the best ones.
Allie mentions Hunter, which is great. That's the 3rd time Hunter's been mentioned this episode. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
Or 4th time actually. It's the 4th time he's mentioned this episode. It's good. James wasn't mentioned a single time, but Hunter was 4 times. So it's good. The balance is being achieved. So I'm gonna post the script of the elimination because we usually read them out. Who wants to take who? I would say.
What characters are there they use?
Can I do a special? Can I do a request on this one?
You want to be Jake? Yeah, you want to be hugged by Ashley?
Well, I was gonna say, can Crystal be Crystal?
But then she's not Ashley.
Oh wait, you're right. Dang it. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Do you want to be hugged by Ashley, Genesis, or should Turg be Jake?
Wait.
Who wants to be Jake?
Oh my god.
I don't mind being Jake.
All right. Sorry, Genesis.
Why are you saying sorry?
You be Aiden. That's who fits you. You be Aiden.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know, even how Aiden is in the season, I'll take that as a compliment.
You be Tom, and Krit, you be Crystal, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
And I will be no one because I don't think there's anyone left.
All right.
No, I'll be Allie. Okay, I'll be Allie.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll start. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will have to leave for the bus of losers immediately. First vote, Jake. Jake. Aiden. Aiden. That's 2 votes Aiden, 2 votes Jake. Jake. Next vote, Ashley.
What? Who?
Ashley.
It can't be.
Genesis.
Oh. Wait, hang on. Oh. What the hell?
Ashley. That's 3 votes Ashley, 3 votes Jake, 2 votes Aiden.
My God.
Stop there. Look what you did, Jake. Oh my god.
What was that?
Can't be happening.
Ashley. First person voted out from the merge is Ashley. That's 5 votes. It's time for you to go.
I guess the adventure is over.
Wait. Oh no. I'm so sorry.
It's all right, Jake. Don't feel guilty again. Remember? I'm all rad.
Didn't vote for me. That means Tom and Allie did.
Sorry, Jake.
Whatever. I can't believe this. You should still be here. It's all my fault. I should just quit.
Just shut up.
But, Ashley.
But nothing. You made your decision. Now stand by it. You have to learn to look forward without dwelling on the past, Jake. If anything, I hope I've been able to teach you that.
Okay.
And that $3 million would have been nice, though. Guess I'll save my farm in another season. Goodbye, everyone.
Here, Ashley.
And that's that. Oh my god. So let's be honest, guys. Did you guys expect that to happen? I think that might be like one of the most shocking eliminations ever.
Honestly, yeah, no, I didn't expect Ashley to be on the chopping block. I genuinely thought it would have been Jake or Aiden. Like, it would have been like the James vote all over again.
But then who would be on the thumbnail?
Yeah. Stop. But yeah. I definitely figured that vote out. I was like waiting for the blindside to be maybe like the second or third merge vote, but it's like, damn, already the first merge. Like, Ashley has like such an interesting game now. We don't really this year as a narrator yet. I would have liked to have kicked in a little more, but like it's so many pots to manage, and she just had to be the sacrifice of it.
Yeah,
and that's just like the situation that you have to come to terms with.
How sad were you, Genesis? How much did you cry?
How much did I cry? I mean, I was a little broken up. Because now all the characters I can root for are kind of dwindling.
It's alright.
Unfortunately. But, I don't watch these shows to kind of root for people anyway, so I'm excited to see who wins.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna be Ashley. I highly doubt it anyway.
It's not over.
If she comes back, I will be shocked. But I don't see it.
Ashley's like, it's like I left and now I'm back. Like that'd be so funny because then like she just like it's just like back and forth. It's like Ashley's like, oh, I'm here again.
Well, who knows when the comeback episode will be? Maybe it'll be like episode like 18, like 17.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
Or if it's
episode
18, it's literally right before the finale. No. I'm pretty sure that
I'm back, y'all. Yeah.
Howdy, y'all. I'm back.
And then Crystal's like, wow, welcome Ashley to the final two.
To the final two. It's
like,
crazy.
It's like someone I don't know, like
yes, I won, and it's like, here's Ashley.
Gotta fight your last challenge.
Ashley
this is another castle, basically.
Yeah, the comeback's at the final one. It's at the final one.
But like, I feel like right now there's 9 people eliminated. There's 9 people left. Would the comeback be around now? Is the question.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do more than half the characters? Like, wouldn't it be better to do a half?
Yeah.
Also, you could always do other things.
You know what's dead though?
Think about it. I have ideas. I'm drafting up.
You know what's dead though?
And
the Tess and Ashley final 2. That's what's dead.
Oh yeah, no matter what, I can't. Well, unless it's two comeback. No, it's not. It's not.
Everyone was predicting it. Everyone was
predicting
comeback. It was like everyone's like, oh my god,
everyone?
It's so obvious. Ashley and Tess final 2. And I was like, no.
Everyone?
No. What's talking about?
Hello?
Lots of fans. Lots of the younger fans.
I don't think I ever had them. Yeah. No, I see the shows. I get what you mean. I had them like, I was like, there's no way. I was like, Ashley's like final 8 to 6 for me. Well, not even 6. I feel like 6 was too high. I was like final 8. Like she's like a good like middle. And like I remember Tess, I was like, maybe if I'm being super generous, I'll give her like final 4. I don't know what Tess does in the finale, but yeah, I definitely think these are solid boot places though. There wasn't really much bias to them, so I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. All right, Imer, just take us out of the episode. It's the last 4 confessionals.
Oh, the last 4 confessionals. So after Ashley sadly had to go.
Oh wait! Before we do that,
you
she
need to set the tone for the next.
I thought that was nice. She tipped her hat.
Yeah. I love the hat tip.
Yeah, no, you like anything, Ashley. Really.
So
That's
cute.
No surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, Jen's
that was a great way to end it.
All right, so after Ashley walks out, it's like, all right, now it's at peace. The villains don't need to complain or anything. But nope, actually, because of this, it signaled war, and war is about to brew. Because we see Jake's special is like, why am I keep being a mistake on everything I do? Like everything I touch, it like turns action. Like Jake's, and now it's like, it's all my fault. Like he's feeling the guilt because if Jake hadn't decided to shoot Aiden with a paintball, none of this would have happened. He just started everything, and now he's like, no one's gonna. The one person who's willing to be my friend because Jake never really had any friends. Like just like his social media life, no one cared for it. Like it's pathetic according to Jake.
Hashtag thirsty.
Yeah. And then we see Aiden. It's like, oh no. And once again, Aiden with his 2 little words is all he knows of you. It's like we're in trouble. Like okay.
Like we're in trouble.
That was the one time where I like saw Meister instead of Aiden. I was like, whoa, that's Meister.
Yeah. And now it's like I love the
those,
confessionals, especially Rhea. Like they really showed Rhea's strategy. So now we get to see Rhea's like it might have been fun. Like we see Rhea like she's like, I could go for the fun route, but like I feel like it's more fun to watch him suffer every day he's around Jake. And I get more glee out of that over than like keeping smart people around. Rhea wants the chaos and to become the number 1 actor on the board, she's willing to give it to the fans.
Yeah.
Now she's like, Ashley won't be able to stop the chaos, and I will be able to keep doing more moves. And Alec related so much to this confessional. It's like Alec is just like me. Ashley was connecting them all. Like the reason why this alliance was even a thing was because of Ashley.
Yeah.
She was putting all the groundwork. She's like, all right, everyone, let's get this awesome heroes alliance, or like how I like to call them the outsiders, because they were accepted to the villains alliance.
Yeah.
So now it's like now she's gone. They're in for a rude awakening if they think they can just be a hero and get to the end, because now they're playing to win. Heroes stand no chance. Do they?
Alex really interesting.
It's like that.
Alex is really interesting this episode because I feel like he doesn't really do a lot, but he does a lot. It's weird.
Yeah.
The thing with Alec as a character, he says very little, but every time he talks, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing with Alex.
All right, so we're gonna end the podcast like how we usually end. We're gonna say everyone's least favorite character of the episode, and then our most favorite character of the episode. So who wants to start? I actually need to think about this for a bit. I didn't actually think about this. No, okay, no, I'll start and just get the obvious out of the way. Least favorite Yule. Doesn't do a lot this episode. It's calling red names. So yeah, there we go. LVP.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. That's totally fair. Hi, Tam.
Oh, I thought she joined.
If Tam's watching this back, hi, Tam.
Yeah.
Oh, for a second I thought Tam.
No,
like, wait,
Tam
hold
didn't
on.
join. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I thought Tam was in the chat. I was like, wait, is Tam in the chat?
Who wants to go next? I put Yule as LVP. It has to be like the least iconic Yule episode. Usually he has something funny like "What?"
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, I liked the part where he was like panicking when Crystal was like, "All right, Yule's out of the game."
Oh yeah, true.
Well, I mean, one could call him getting shot with a paintball gun.
Yeah, he's like, "Why all the face?"
Who wants to go next? Who's your least favorite? Yeah.
I was going between 2 characters, but I think I'll just give the LVP to Jake on this one.
Okay. Yeah, right, because he got Ashley out. Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For that whole thing, it's like, I think in this game, I think the ideal play, or at least the one that would make me root for a character most, is like having a mix between like using your head and using your heart. And Jake is an instance of using your heart way too much. But you know, like he's a great character, but like it like exactly every reason why people didn't like Jake in the first season is like, you know, came to a head here, and now it resulted in my favorite character in All Stars going. And I'm not very happy about that. She's my favorite character.
Okay. Okay, good.
You could say she won your heart in a way.
I'm going to actually do backflips right now. I swear to God.
Not the backflip.
Look, if you don't leave early in the next like 15 minutes, then the joke's over. So
I can can I do it? Oh my God. Oh, this is wiping
Just
sweat
rage
off my
quits.
brow.
okay, who wants to go next? Who's the next people's LVP?
LVP, I'll say Hayden. Not a big fan of him so far this season, and this episode didn't really help. Not all that much.
Heck yeah.
My LVP would have to go to Yol, only because of like, you know, with how he was treating. I was like, oh dang, like
yeah, no.
chill, boy, chill.
I don't think Yule knows the meaning of the word.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Alright, so LVP, I was nervous about. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this because like it's heading towards the right path, like of a good setup. But because it's a setup and it's not actually action, I have to put Jake as my LVP. I think what Jake gave this episode was good emotion-wise, and the action was really amazing. I feel like Jake kind of spirals a lot. Like the first scene, I feel like Jake wouldn't act like super kiddish. Like I feel like I like it that he's a kid-ish. Just because it goes a little over the top, so I have to dock points there. I think Jake bounces back to that Tom Jake scene, but still. Then you look at the whole challenge, it gets like super frustrated again, and it's like, oh, welcome back to Jake getting angry. Which is intentional by the narrative, which I don't mind it, but I think within this episode, it makes him the weakest factor. And yeah, he can cry like in the 4. Because oh wait, that's brutal. That's so mean. But yeah, I just think I have to give it to Jake. I never gave Jake LVP before, and I just think this episode is supposed to be at his worst, so I can't like protect him. Like he has to get it.
Oh. All right. Yeah. How about you, Turg, for LVP?
So for LVP, I do have to. I do agree that Jake is the weakest person there. Because when I watched it, I did get annoyed about the decisions Jake made, which, again, I kind of knew was intentional, seeing how everything was being set up and stuff like that. But also, kind of like Genesis, because got Ashley out, and Ashley is my MVP.
Oh!
Because Ashley is one of my favorites in...
Oh my God, yes! Hi, okay, wow. The fact that I feel like Turk and I have been like really clicking with a lot of these favorites. Yeah. High five.
No, you want
Ashley is one of my.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Because Ashley is one of my favorites, and Ashley is who I was rooting for, to win, either Ashley or Gabby. And at this point, I don't think Gabby will win. I really hope. But it's not really gonna go that direction. Right now, my favorite Disventure Camp character is Alec. Because I just enjoy Alec.
No, that's fair.
Like, without showing bias to Will, because I do love Will.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. That's totally understandable. I actually really like Will a lot as well.
But right now, the people I'm hoping to win with, sadly, Ashley's out, which is why I cannot excuse Jake. I hope that either Gabby or Alec win. I know it's very low chances for them to win, but I really hope. I think it would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will pick. You know, no, screw it. I'm gonna pick Ashley as well. I think this was like a breakout episode. She also got episode 7 to herself, so kudos to her. She gets 2 breakout episodes. Had the epic moment with the yelling at people, but then calming down and then motivating Jake to do better. Now, whether or not he actually does get better, that's for later. We'll see. But yeah, thought that was great. And yeah, no, actually, originally there was a confessional that was like, "Yeehaw, I made merch," but Michael was like,
"No."
Michael was like, "This is too obvious. This is too obvious foreshadowing."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, "Yeehaw, I made merch for the first time," or whatever.
I just have Yule have it. Like that's the funny thing. That's why I like Yule's confessional a lot.
So yeah, so 3 Ashley so far, and I bet I know what Genesis is gonna do.
Gee, I wonder. I'll just go ahead and go now. No. There's not going to be any sort of blindside or anything. It's Ashley. I mean, like that was like the way to go.
What?
That was like, I know, right?
This is your 3rd time in 10 episodes, Genesis. This is your 3rd time.
She's iconic, all right. Cut me some slack.
Everyone, get your jokes out of the way now. We're not going to be able to do this joke anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You don't know this. Well, actually, you probably figured it out, Crystal. But like they pretty much put like this episode as like the final time for this bit. Primarily because you're a guest on here.
Oh dang.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, she was great. I mean, the way she went out was iconic, and there was a lot that went into her boot that kind of spanned over the entire episode. It was well foreshadowed, and she left confidently and happily, and I'm very glad.
I'm just gonna add one more thing. When Weister saw the episode, he was like, "We're gonna bring Ashley back, right?" for like a future season. And I was like, you know what?
That's what I thought too.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's literally my reaction in the video fun. I recorded. I was like, is she being set up for a future season? Because like that's like the perfect way. That'd be really cool.
Heck yeah. Ashley will be the very first 3-time player in Disventure Camp.
Oh my god,
yeah, that'd be so funny.
With the other members of the pre-merge alliance, the Will, Lil, and Nick alliance. Well, I don't care about it. I don't care about it, but I'll throw him in there too.
Dang, that's crazy.
That has to be the favorite line I added. I was like, if you guys add this line, then I don't care if you don't add any more of my lines. Just add that one, and I'll be happy.
That was such a good line, though. I'm so glad you did the Sandra reference. It was so perfect.
Yeah, I had the Sandra reference.
MVP have to go to Ashley to be predictable. I just think I like seeing the news, like that new side of Ashley just genuinely being upset and yelling at Jake and Allie, even though she's been trying so hard to get them to get along and it's not working. Like she's just fed up, and she left in a good way. And I think if it was between Aiden and Ashley, because like Aiden is helping out Tom and Ashley's helping out Jake, and Tom and Jake had already had their conversation. It was time for one of them to go, and I think Ashley would have been the smartest play to get out because she is strong, and Alec did claim that she was holding everybody together, so it was a smart play to get her out. So I think her placement right now is pretty solid, and I like how she didn't have any like bad blood with anybody when she was leaving. So yeah.
Who's left? It's just Imer and Chris, I think, the last 2.
I'm thinking like spicy, but I'm like, I want to be spicy right now. Like
spicy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It might be an Ashley clean sweep. Imer,
it could be
so far, or I guess Krit gets a second pick. But yeah.
Oh yeah. I was originally gonna be like, all right, Rhea and Alec because they're so good with the confessionals, but I was like, wait, Gabby with the defendant. But no, I gotta go to Ashley. Woo! Like, I think this is her episode. Like, she starts so well. Like, it's like we see her start. She's like, but nothing. Like, she's just like tired of Jake and Allie. It's her last straw. I'm always just waiting for the merge because I knew when Ashley, Jake, and Allie were the merge, it's gonna be maximum chaos for Ashley. She delivered this episode. Like, we see Ashley like, oh hey heroes. I'm so excited for this alliance to start. and it goes nowhere. Like she's just like she talks to Tom. She talked to Tom was so interesting because no one ever really put Tom down that bad. Because like Tom's like, oh yeah, but Jake's a problem, and Ash is like, you should maybe not have that attitude, and that might help us. It was just like, damn, like Ash is just like saying everything. It's just like everything that's been wanted to be said by the narrative. Ash is like pushing it.
Yeah.
She was like the perfect victim of them, and it was just demonstrated so well in like a beautiful manner. They give her MVP.
Yeah.
Take your time. It's okay.
I mean, a little biased, but
oh my gosh! Yay!
Ashley.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna have to give it to her.
Woo!
Let's freaking go.
Ashley, clean sweep. It happened.
Actually, it's not a clean sweep.
Oh,
Jpeg.
I'm
It's not
so
a clean
happy.
sweep because per the rules of guess, if you put your own character, you get to get another guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
She still got 6 out of 6 MVPs. That's a clean sweep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm proud of Ashley. She earned it.
Yeah.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
You get to put a second MVP since you picked your own character.
Oh, yeehaw. I'm gonna have to choose second MVP. I would have to say Gabby for putting Yul in his place. For standing up for Brett.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
Yeah.
Woo!
Totally fair.
That's sick.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
This is a really good MVP list, like for sure.
Yeah.
No, Genesis is happy.
I think the best one's episode 9 for me though, because it was just my 2 favorite characters. But that's me being biased.
For more reasons than one.
All right, Genesis.
Yeah, more reasons than one.
Outro boy.
Yep. It's time to take us all out.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Oh no, he lagged out. Oh no, he lagged out.
Oh
no.
Yeah, he's out of the
he left
call.
early, so sadly the joke
joke
won't be dying.
Thank you guys so much once more for watching this podcast. I want to extend a hearty thank you to Crystal and Turg. I know this has been a very chaotic episode, but thank you so much for bearing with us.
Of course.
This isn't our usual lineup because usually we have 2 of our other hosts and everything like that. But you're the only one who gets to have Krit with you, and that alone is a blessing in and of itself. Yeah, thank you so much for being on this podcast. It was great having you guys. Thank you so much to our wonderful hosts as well as our wonderful sub-host. And thank you to myself for not losing my sanity. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys as well as the rest of the podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. I don't know why I took a bow. I took a bow. Actually, you know what I should do? I should do a tip of the hat. There we go.
My lady.
Yeehaw.